Work? See some neat puppets?
Mommy.
Mommy? So guilty, Julia. Did you take out of the puppet show or didn't you?
Brenda, I would have called, but I was afraid after last night.
Listen, Dad, this is kind of a bad time, okay?
Stephen's sick?
No, Stephen's fine. He's down for his nap. He's sleeping.
See the lobby and the dining rooms last time I was here, but they're sweet. It's stunning.
Well, the service isn't too bad either. But if you should have any problems, you be sure and contact me.
Don't worry, I will. Oh, gee, well, thank you, Michael, for showing me the penthouse. Do you think you could take me to my suite now?
Oh, this is your suite. Yes. Compliments of the owner. And everything else, meals and cleaning is all complimentary.
Are you serious?
Would I kid an ambassador?
Well, I don't know you well enough to answer that.
I did invite you when we met several weeks ago to try my hotel the next time you were in town. Since you've accepted the invitation, the least I can do is see that your stay is a memorable one.
Well, I must tell you I'm at an absolute loss for words, and that doesn't happen to me very often. Thank you, Michael. Good. Now tell me, what's the catch? What is it you want from me?
And Alice should be along very soon with all the material from the printer, all right?
We have a dozen high school kids coming in at 5.
Oh.
We should get most of the envelopes in the mail tonight.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. I'll be back later, all right?
Got it.
Hello.
Hello there yourself.
My goodness, Clint, you're the last person I expected to see here today. I'm delighted to see you.
Well, things seem to be humming right along.
Yes. Yes, they are. I'm very fortunate to have experienced people who have volunteered their help and their talent. But it would mean the world to me to have the help of someone whose support I treasured.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
You're on official business.
Oh, is there a problem with the banner?
No. Matter of fact, Cord and I have that pretty much under control. No, what I came by for, I was going to wait until tomorrow, but when I called and found out you were still here, I came right over. Unless, of course, you'd like me to go through your scheduling, people.
Please don't do that. Sit down, please. What's the official business?
Well, I want to do a front-page story on your candidacy.
You're here to interview me?
Yeah. I mean, if anyone knows the power of the press, it's certainly you. And
Why didn't you send one of your feature writers?
well, I usually do these stories myself, so I figured I would just bite the bullet and get started.
Is that how you feel about talking to me?
What I meant.
No, I'm sorry. Forget it. I'm sorry I said that. Clint, it's very awkward having you interview me. You know what my answers are going to be. Why don't you just write the article and save us both a lot of time?
Well, I've always prided myself on getting the facts straight from
The horse's mouth.
Just think of me as another reporter. Now, why do you believe that you'd make a good mayor?
I would be very happy to answer your questions. But I have a question for you first.
Viki.
Why are you here, Clint? Is it because maybe you really do believe in me?
Are you always so suspicious of another person's generosity?
Well, am I wrong to wonder if there's a catch for this special treatment?
No. I do have a favor to ask you. I was going to fly to Mendora and discuss it with you, but one of my managers told me that you had called to reserve a suite.
Oh, this must be a very big favor.
My sources tell me that you keep up with events here in Llanview, especially city politics.
Well, that's true. I mean, I did read about the mayor's resignation and the fact that Viki Buchanan has announced her candidacy.
Precisely what I want to discuss. I am deeply concerned about this upcoming election.
Well, this seems to be taking a very interesting turn.
Don't misunderstand me. I like Viki. We've had our share of problems in the past, but we've managed to overcome them. I admire her courage and determination to tackle the city's drug problem, as well as all the other problems the city is facing these days.
Michael, why don't you just come to the bottom line?
Viki has never held a political office.
That's because she's never run for office.
Exactly. And I'm afraid that she doesn't have the right instincts to govern Llanview. You and I both know that the most effective politicians temper their idealism with healthy doses of reality. I don't think Viki is capable of that.
Well, I certainly think she understands the reality of the drug problem.
She may understand the drug problem, but does she have any idea how to fight it? My other concern is that the business community here in Llanview has an important image to maintain. I don't think Viki has any idea how to do that.
Michael, this favor. Are you going to ask me to try and convince Viki to step aside?
No. I'm considering running a candidate against her. Somebody who has a great deal of political experience and a reputation for toughness. Somebody who can cut right to the bottom line every time and get the job done. However, I need your help in persuading this perfect candidate to run.
You lay off those peanuts, pork chop. I think maybe you better go into the kitchen and Andy get you something to eat, some nice supper, okay, Andy?
Yeah, I know you'd love to raid the refrigerator. Come on.
Okay, Julia, what's going on?
I suppose I do owe you an explanation. I didn't take Al to the puppet show.
And why not?
Because Father Vallone came to take him to see Gabrielle.
Gabrielle?
Look, I didn't just send him off with the priest. I got a phone call from Gabrielle confirming that she'd sent him to get out.
Well, where is she?
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me. And when I pressed her for an answer, she hung up on me.
Oh, she had this whole thing planned. She knew that if she had you meet the priest, then I wouldn't be able to get it out of him where she's hiding.
Yes.
Why didn't you follow them?
Well, look, I don't like this any more than you do. I'm not in the habit of following priests. I'm not good at that sort of thing. He didn't know what I was doing.
Damn, why? How could you just hand Al over to him without even telling me, calling me, something?
Gabrielle has visitation rights.
Yeah, but I have custody. He would have to tell me where he's taken Al.
Look, I'm sorry. It just all happened so quickly. I wasn't thinking
The next
clearly.
time this happens, you call me immediately. You understand?
I don't think there's going to be a next time.
And why wouldn't there be? Gabrielle's not going to go that long without wanting to see Al again.
Because when Father Vallone left, I telephoned the archdiocese to find out how you actually become a nun.
And what did they say?
Well, you go there for 1 or 2 years as a novice, and then you take a temporary vow of profession. But during that time, you are not allowed to be occupied with anything that isn't directly related to the order or its primary functions. So, I think that she was saying goodbye to Al. But they also told me that during the first 2 years, you can leave the convent at any time of your own volition. But I just don't think Gabrielle is about to do that.
This doesn't make sense. I don't understand why she is so determined to do this. I know she loves me. I know she loves Al. Why is she just turning her back on us?
I don't know. I don't have any answers. I think what she's doing is a mistake, but obviously there's no way to talk her out of it.
I know, Julia. I'm not giving up on Gabrielle. I can't.
Well, I mean, you've done everything. We've both pleaded.
No, there's one last thing we can do. We've got to win Father Tony over to our side.
He's not at all certain that the convent is the answer to Gabrielle's problems.
Yeah, that's what he says, but I'm not so sure. He's doing a good job of encouraging her.
No, but he has his reasons. That's why he wanted her to see Al. Because if she becomes a nun, she gives up her chance to see him, and perhaps that alone will make her change her mind.
It obviously didn't.
No.
This was the big test, Julia, and she passed it. Damn, this is all my fault.
Well, what else could you have done? You begged.
I did it the wrong way. I shouldn't have put so much pressure on her.
Well, she can't take her vows for a year. Perhaps Father Vallone will be able to talk her out of it.
I doubt that now that he's had a chance to take a close look at me. I think Gabrielle's going to have an easier time convincing him that she's better off with the convent than with me.
Why do you say that?
Because I lied and tricked him into setting up a meeting with Gabrielle.
You lied to a priest?
A lie is a lie, Julie. It doesn't matter who you make it to. I was desperate. Desperate people do desperate things. Oh, well, the longer she stays away from us, the less chance we have of seeing her again. What do you think? Maybe she could be in the convent already?
Well, I don't know. No idea.
Well, if she is, where would she be?
Well, probably the convent that's associated with the Sacred Heart Church. But maybe not. Maybe she goes somewhere else just to fool us.
Yeah, she wouldn't do that. Yeah, she would.
Well, maybe she's staying with Father Vallone or friends. Or perhaps she's gone back to that retreat she went to before.
Retreat. Where is it? She ever tell you where that is?
No. Oh, God. All we can do is pray that she just comes to her senses and doesn't make this horrible mistake.
She said goodbye to Al. Is there any chance she's going to meet with you to say goodbye?
No, if she wanted to see me again, she'd have asked me to bring Al to her.
You're probably right. She's probably afraid that if you see her, that I'll hound you until you tell me where she is.
Well, if she does contact you, will you please call me?
Yes, I will. I will let you know.
You mean nobody called you?
No.
Nobody gave you warning. Nobody told you that this was a possibility at all.
No, I just got the thing in the mail this morning, and I called the Statons immediately. That's who I rent from, and there wasn't an answer there.
Confidence in my powers of persuasion.
I happen to know that you carry a good deal of influence in Llanview.
Oh, well, I certainly used to. Of course, I haven't lived here in quite a while. But you're a very influential businessman. I'm sure you could persuade your perfect candidate to do battle with Viki.
I think he would be more persuaded by the personal touch. And my confidence in you is based on the fact that
Oh, wait a minute. You want to back Herb from me.
Can you think of a better man for the job?
Oh, well, no, frankly, I can't. Just tell me, Michael, what is your relationship with her, huh?
Well, we don't know each other personally very well, but I know his career, and I've certainly seen him at work in the courtroom. He's terrific.
Not just in the courtroom. You should see him on the campaign trail. But since you know all about the life and times of Herb Callison, then you also know that when he was elected governor, it ended in disaster.
Yes. I know that he won by a wide margin and then resigned almost immediately because of a scandal. Campaign people will trot out all that history, but I don't anticipate serious problems because Herb is by far the better candidate. I think he'll be a shoo-in.
Well, I've learned not to count the votes until the polls have closed. But I think you're absolutely right. He'd make a wonderful mayor. I think he's just buried himself in the DA's office, and it's a big waste of his talents and potential.
So you agree with me. Will you then agree to persuade Herb that Llanview is in dire need of his leadership?
Michael, from one realist to another, just why are you pushing so hard for Herb's candidacy?
Man, if Herb wins, profits rise. Viki wins, they fall.
And you think Vicky's going to bring the city to a grinding halt?
I do. But before she does, the Buchanan boys will circle their silly wagons and make sure they get more than their fair share, while the rest of us have to declare bankruptcy.
Vicky's a very good businesswoman.
Maybe so. But how interested is she going to be in new industry, new business, an expanded tax base? Asa will be looking over her shoulder the whole time, nixing any company that is strong enough to compete with Buchanan Enterprises.
Oh, well, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Do you? I think a vote for Viki is a vote for Asa, and I don't want him running Llanview.
Tell me, if Herb runs and if he wins the election, are you going to be on the phone to Herb every morning playing Asa Buchanan?
Even if that were my style, Herb wouldn't stand for it. He doesn't owe anybody anything, and he's going to treat everybody the same, whether they backed him or not. Besides, he's not afraid to tangle with the Buchanans.
That's true. He's done it more than once.
And come out a winner. If Herb is elected mayor, we all win. That's all they want. Nothing more.
Well, I'm ready to go out and cast my vote for him. Has anyone approached him about running?
No, and I don't know how he would respond. But the people I've talked to seem to feel that if anybody can convince him, you can.
Well, that's very true. But Herb is a stubborn man, and if he's not interested...
Oh, in that case, I will put Llanview on the market before the Buchanans have it zoned as a complete commercial district and the fast food chains start moving in.
Oh, Michael, you certainly are Mr. Gloom and Doom.
Dorian, I can afford to live anywhere in the world, but I have a very strong connection to this city. My wife and son are buried here. I will do whatever I can to protect the future of Llanview, and right now, the future is riding on Herb Callison's election.
Well, I will certainly do my best. As a matter of fact, I was on my way to his office. Why don't you come by in, say about an hour and, make the offer?
I would be very happy to.
Your running for mayor certainly qualifies as front-page news. Well, the public has a right to know where you stand on all the issues, and as executive editor, I have a responsibility to inform them.
You haven't answered my question.
Viki, you asked me why I'm doing the story. I'm telling you.
So you still have no intention of backing me, then?
Could we please stick to the issues?
Okay. Okay. Do you personally believe in the changes that I'm fighting for?
You know I do. How many editorials have I written about the very same issues? I haven't changed my opinions since you declared your candidacy.
If somebody else were running on this platform and the issues were identical, would you support that person?
Well, of course I would.
Then why are you here as executive editor of the Banner to interview me instead of as my husband to support me? I mean, is it because you're just not convinced that I made this decision on my own, or is it your pride? Can you just not take a back seat to a woman, especially not your wife?
You want to give me the interview, or don't you?
I would be happy to give you the interview, Clint. I'm trying to understand why you cannot stand by me, why you won't support me publicly.
It has nothing to do with politics, feminism, or pride. It's personal, Viki. Pure and simple, it's personal.
Personal, as in Roger Gordon, personal. If Roger Gordon had never come back into our lives, you would be standing by me, wouldn't you?
Drowning your sorrows?
With soda?
Sorry.
Yeah, where's Al?
He's sleeping, probably dreaming about seeing his mother again.
Yeah, well, after what Julia said, that may be never.
Yeah, I know.
How do you know? Did Al say something? Did he tell you where he was with Gabrielle?
No. I asked him, and he just said that he has taken a ride with her or something. I, listened in on their conversation with Julia.
Oh. I should have known. You were becoming a champ at eavesdropping on people.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Listen, I'm as worried about Gabrielle as you are. I mean, I think being a nun is a terrific thing, but I don't think that Gabrielle should be doing it.
Andy, go away. I don't want to talk about Gabrielle.
What are you going to do? Sit here, wring your hands like Chicken Little, and then the sky is going to fall, all right? Well, just don't wait for it, all right?
Okay, great. You tell me what to do and how to do it. I'll do it.
Talk to Father Vallone and tell him to tell you where Gabrielle is and talk to her.
Do the words fat chance mean anything to you? The man is a priest. He is counseling Gabrielle. He has an obligation to do as she wishes, and she does not wish to see me. And besides, the next time he sees me, he's likely to deck me for lying to him and hurting Gabrielle.
Okay. All right. Well, there's plenty of nice women in Llanview. I'm sure you'll find one and forget all about Gabrielle. I mean, just like you said, you know. If Gabrielle, if you don't find her soon, then it's going to be even harder to get her back, okay? So don't talk to Father Vallone and don't ask him where she is.
The father is not going to tell me anything. That's right, I can't sit here wringing my hands, as you like to say.
You have an idea? What is it?
Look, I don't know if I like it, but it's my only alternative. I'll be back soon.
Wait, can I help you?
Sis, you helped me enough already. Thank you. Bye.
no longer welcome in his country.
No. He just said that if I had written another article like the one that was printed in the Philadelphia paper, that then I wouldn't be welcome.
Well, why can't you just give the man your unqualified support? It might give him confidence, help ease the tensions in Mendora. I mean, he's going to be king whether you like it or not. Why antagonize him?
Well, I'm trying not to antagonize him. That's why I came here for a while.
Are you going back to Washington to voice your concerns about him?
Herb, you know, really, I would rather not discuss this right
You
now.
mean you'd rather not hear my criticism about it?
That's not true. I value your opinion very much. It's just that my head is full of Mandoran politics. I'm even dreaming about it. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm here. I wanted to get away and release the tension for a while. And I missed you.
Oh. It took you an awfully long time to remember to miss me.
Oh, well. For months, I tried to tell myself, oh, there's nothing to miss. I don't dwell on my mistakes. God knows I have made enough of them. And then when I read about Viki's candidacy, well, it just brought back all those old emotions when we were on the campaign trail together. And the dew drop in.
The dew drop in. You and your bright idea to rent a bus and drive through the country.
Oh, well, how was I going to know that the bus was going to break down? We have to spend the night in the motel.
All those chicken dinners we had to eat at fundraising events.
Oh, Herb, you were extraordinary. You electrified the entire Commonwealth.
So you're revising history now, dear.
No. You won that election because you stirred something in the souls of those people when you spoke to them. And they responded. And the power brokers, they responded to you. And soon you were the one with the power. You certainly stirred up a storm in my soul. And in my heart.
Those were exciting times, weren't they?
You know, I think we'd still be in the mansion if...
Avarice is a cursed vice. It prods us to get richer and richer, and it always ends up making us poorer. But you're the ambassador to Mendora. That must be more exciting than being a governor's wife, isn't it? Meeting heads of state and taking teas with queens and dancing with kings and princes.
Do you know I would trade those evening capes and satin slippers for a car coat and sensible shoes any day? Well, maybe I would keep one tiara.
Or maybe two.
Sure. You attacked life with such a passion in those days.
Yeah.
Are they gone forever? Is the passion gone?
Not entirely.
Comfortable.
You know, if you treat your customers like that, Max will go right out of business.
No, he's going to go out of business if we have any more scenes like the one we had last night.
Look, Andy, I'm sorry about last night. I'm just glad you had enough sense not to serve me anything else to drink.
I don't want to serve you anything else, period. But we'd wish you would find another place to hang out.
Andy, why are you giving me a fight? Okay, all right. I was a little tanked up. I came in here and I gave you some grief. It's not like I tore up the place or tried to make a move on you or anything.
Well, thank goodness for small favors.
Hello, Andy. Dan,
Hi.
you ordered yet?
No, Dad, I was just
What would you like?
Coffee, decaf, be fine, thanks.
Yeah, me too.
Do I detect a little tension there?
No, Dad, it's not important. Look, Brenda's got a problem. The property that her house is on is being condemned. She's got to move out. She's got no place to go.
What do you mean, condemned?
Well, there's a possibility of industrial waste seeping onto the property. Now, the company that owns the house doesn't want to take any risks. Is there a possibility that you can get her into one of the hospital apartments?
Come on, Dan, the waiting list there is a mile long.
Well, Dad, it's an emergency. I mean, can't you pull some strings here?
Look, Dan, there are people who've been waiting there for 2 years.
All right, well, then we're just going to have to find another place for her and Stephen to move. Someplace they can afford. Oh, how about that doctor in neurology? The one who's with all that real estate.
Dan, look, I'm sorry Brenda's having problems, but I can't help.
You can or you won't?
She has not asked for my help. As a matter of fact, she's made it very clear she wants nothing more to do with me, and I'm willing to comply with her wishes. As much for her sake as well as for mine. Oh, thank you very much.
Dad, I'm sorry. All right, I just thought that you and I together, maybe we could solve her problem.
Well, count me out, and if you want my advice, count yourself out, too.
Dad, please.
Dan, I want Brenda to be happy, God knows. But so far, right about now, all she wants help from is Michael Grande.
Come in. Hello, Herb. Your secretary wasn't, Well, Madam Ambassador, how nice to see you again.
Hello, Michael. Herb and I were just going over old times.
Well, I hope you'll forgive me for intruding, but there's something I need to discuss with Herb.
Couldn't it wait until tomorrow?
Actually, I'm afraid I've waited too long already.
Well, why don't I just let the two of you go on with your meeting?
No, I would prefer it if you stayed.
What's the problem?
Herb, this city is in crisis.
Michael, my staff is working overtime on the drug problem. We filled every judge's docket with cases that we are ready to prosecute.
I know. You're doing an excellent job. As a matter of fact, your office is the only part of the city machinery that is working effectively. What we need is a strong and forceful mayor who can work just as effectively and turn this city around. That person is not Viki Buchanan, Herb. It's you.
Me?
Yes. You have a natural instinct for government. You have no loyalties except to yourself and your own ideals, and even your enemies respect you. You're tough and aggressive without being antagonistic. You've proven time and again that you can win elections, and you know damn well you can win this one.
Look, Michael, this is all very flattering, and it's somewhat surprising coming from you. We've been on opposite sides of the fence on more than one occasion.
We'll be on opposite sides again sometime. But I still am absolutely convinced that you are the only hope for Llanview right now.
You know, Herb, Michael's absolutely right. I mean, you are the most qualified man for the job, and the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. I mean, Llanview City Hall today, and who knows, perhaps the governor's mansion in 4 or 8 years.
Sounds great to me.
Look, you don't need an answer right now, do you?
I'd certainly like one.
Well, I mean, I need time to think about this. I'm not quite sure how I feel about you. Look, I won't keep you hanging. I'll let you know my decision by tomorrow night. Is that,
I suppose that's fair enough. I will certainly be awaiting that decision.
Yes.
Madam Ambassador.
Well, he certainly did his homework. I mean, I couldn't have summed up your qualifications any better.
Yes, my most outstanding qualification is the fact that I'm not a fool, Dorian. I'm surprised you've taken me for one.
What are you talking about?
I'm getting slow. I should have known what you were up to here the second Michael walked in here.
But you don't think this is my idea, do you?
Well, maybe not, but you sure as hell were in on it.
All right, I will admit it was not a total surprise. Yes, Michael mentioned it to me when I registered at the hotel.
Oh, right, and your return to Llanview here was only a coincidence. Is that what you're talking? And all of those lovely reminiscences about our campaign had nothing to do with this.
I swear to you, Herb, this never crossed my mind until Michael asked me if you would be interested in running. I said I didn't know, but I thought it was a wonderful idea. Come on, don't be angry with me.
I don't like the idea of you making deals with Michael Grande behind my back.
Deals? I didn't make any deals. I told him to come over to the office and make you the offer while I was here because I thought that if you dismissed this, I could at least convince you to consider the offer. Herb, I'm sorry. I was wrong not to tell you that Michael was coming. Do you forgive me?
Well,
Oh, come on, darling. You cannot spend the rest of your life here until you retire. You've been here long enough.
a lot of work to be done here.
Well, then let someone else do it. You have nothing to lose by running for mayor, and you have everything to gain. Herb, there is a great opportunity waiting for you out there. There may not be any more opportunities.
I know that.
You can't honestly think that Viki would make a better mayor.
Well, at the risk of sounding immodest, no. But Dorian, for as much as we cherish the good memories of my run for governor, I cannot ignore the bad ones.
I know, you made some mistakes. But you paid for them and you learned from them.
I also learned some things about myself that I'm not proud of. Power was like a drug for me. The more I had, the more I wanted, and I was willing to do anything to secure it. What if that happens again?
Well, it won't. I mean, you said so yourself. You've changed in that respect. You won't be swept away again. You're tempted to run, aren't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Herb, you are the best and the brightest. There is a glorious future out there waiting for you. Now, don't turn your back on it, just because a small part of your past wasn't so glorious. Darling, I'll do everything in my power to help you. It's now or never.
Yeah, that may be crazy, but you're right. It is now or never.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I'll run.
Oh, Herb,
I thought if I had a cup of tea and then I relaxed for a little bit that I'd feel better, and that lasted about 5 minutes.
Meeting at convent, spiritual benediction, re Gabrielle's entry. January 30th, 1990, and training. Spiritual benediction, sir. Convent, it's spiritual benediction. Bingo!